Hey students, it's Emily Poole. Let's talk about the Northern Renaissance. Italian Renaissance takes root in, you guessed it, Italy, and then starts to spread north throughout the continent of Europe. The Northern Renaissance centers on the Low Countries, which is going to be the modern-day Benelux countries, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. Students, in AP History, we call this area the Low Countries, and I just want us to take a second in our brains and think about the fact that the Netherlands was a low country. What we need to do here is talk about similarities and differences between the Northern Renaissance and the Italian Renaissance. Now, both of these artistic movements are focusing on individualism and humanism, and both reflect naturalism, which is really just choosing to paint and draw what you see in a natural form. This is both in contrast to, again, what art looked like during the Middle Ages, which was depicting these religious heavenly scenes in heaven. Rather than that, these artists are choosing to just draw what they see outside of their window in front of them. The difference between the Italian Renaissance and the Northern Renaissance is that the Northern Renaissance focused on drawing people more as they are, whereas the Italian Renaissance focused on creating this beautiful classical ideal with, the rippling muscles. And specifically in the Northern Renaissance, there is a huge focus on detail. Look no further than Albrecht Dürer and his self-portraits, or Jan van Eyck and the Arnolfini portrait. And generally, you can assume that if you see a lot of people in a painting, it's a Northern Renaissance painting. Peter Bruegel the Elder, whom the AP test loves, by the way, depicted a lot of people just doing everyday things. But outside of just visual art, there's also written art, and Desiderius Erasmus writes a book called On the Education of a Christian Prince, which I love to contrast with Machiavelli's The Prince. Machiavelli postulates this very pragmatic approach to ruling, while Erasmus says, we need to actually consider the moral and ethical responsibilities of a ruler to his people. Erasmus says it is the prince's duty to be virtuous, just, and pious. A lot of these Northern Renaissance humanists embody more Christian values in their writing. Erasmus, in his book on the praise of folly, critiques the Catholic Church and its overabundance and opulence. Englishman Thomas More, in his book Utopia, says that a just society is capable of existing if we abolish private property and educate women. In summary, there are many differences between the Italian Renaissance and the Northern Renaissance. The Northern Renaissance focuses more on Christian values and focuses more on depicting life naturally as it is. The Italian Renaissance depicts people in that classical ideal. But at the end of the day, both visual artists in both of the Renaissances employ naturalism and rely on patrons to make sure that they are able to commission art. I hope that helps. As always, you can do it. I believe in you.